Summary of From Animals into Gods by Yuval Noah Harari. From Animals into Gods by Yuval Noah Harari, also known as Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, is a fascinating exploration of the history of Homo sapiens. Harari traces the evolution of our species from the earliest days to the present, highlighting key revolutions that have shaped human history. The book is divided into 4 parts, each focusing on a major revolution in human history. 1. The Cognitive Revolution. Around 70,000 years ago, Homo sapiens began to exhibit signs of complex language and abstract thinking. This allowed for better communication, cooperation, and the sharing of ideas. Harari argues that this revolution enabled humans to create and believe in shared myths, such as religions, nations, and corporations, which in turn allowed large groups to work together effectively. 2. The Agricultural Revolution. About 12,000 years ago, humans transitioned from a nomadic lifestyle of hunting and gathering to settled farming communities. This shift led to the domestication of plants and animals, the rise of permanent settlements, and the development of complex societies. However, Harari points out that this revolution also brought about social hierarchies, increased labor, and a decline in the quality of life for many individuals. 3. The Unification of Humankind. Over the past few millennia, human societies have increasingly converged through trade, empires, and universal religions. Harari discusses how money, empires, and religions have played crucial roles in unifying diverse human groups. These unifying forces have created a global network of cultures and economies, leading to the interconnected world we live in today. 4. The Scientific Revolution. Beginning around 500 years ago, the scientific revolution transformed human understanding of the natural world. Harari explores how the pursuit of knowledge and the application of scientific methods have led to unprecedented technological advancements and reshaped societies. This revolution has also raised ethical questions and challenges about the future of humanity, especially with the rise of biotechnology and artificial intelligence. Key concepts. 1. Shared myths and cooperation. Harari emphasizes that the ability to create and believe in shared myths is what sets Homo sapiens apart from other species. These myths, whether religious, political, or economic, enable large-scale cooperation and the formation of complex societies. 2. Impact of agriculture. The agricultural revolution is portrayed as a double-edged sword. While it allowed for population growth and the development of civilizations, it also led to social inequality, environmental degradation, and a more labor-intensive lifestyle for many people. 3. Unification through trade and empire. The book highlights how trade, empires, and universal religions have brought diverse human groups together, creating a more interconnected world. This unification has facilitated the exchange of ideas, goods, and technologies, but has also led to conflicts and cultural homogenization. 4. Scientific progress and ethical dilemmas. The scientific revolution has driven human progress and technological innovation, but it also poses significant ethical challenges. Harari discusses the potential consequences of advancements in biotechnology and artificial intelligence, questioning what it means to be human and how we should navigate the future. From Animals into Gods provides a comprehensive and thought-provoking overview of human history, examining the forces that have shaped our species and the world we live in. Harari's insights challenge readers to reconsider their understanding of humanity's past and future, making it a must-read for anyone interested in the evolution of human societies. Part 1. The Cognitive Revolution, a turning point in human history. Around 70,000 years ago, something extraordinary began to happen among a small population of Homo sapiens in East Africa. This period, known as the Cognitive Revolution, marked a profound shift in the way our ancestors thought, communicated, and interacted with the world around them. Before this revolution, Homo sapiens were just one of several human species, living relatively simple lives as hunter-gatherers. They used basic tools, had limited social structures, and their communication was likely restricted to immediate, practical needs. However, the cognitive revolution changed everything. The birth of complex language. One of the most significant developments during this time was the emergence of complex language. Unlike the simple communication systems of other animals, human language became capable of conveying intricate and abstract ideas. This new ability allowed Homo sapiens to share detailed information about their environment, plan for the future, and cooperate in ways that were previously unimaginable. Imagine a group of early humans sitting around a campfire. One of them begins to tell a story about a successful hunt, describing not just the physical actions but also the emotions, strategies, and lessons learned. This storytelling not only entertains but also educates the group, passing on valuable knowledge that can be used in future hunts. This ability to share and build upon collective knowledge gave Homo sapiens a significant advantage over other species. Shared myths and social cohesion. Another crucial aspect of the cognitive revolution was the creation of shared myths. Harari argues that the ability to believe in and spread these myths allowed large groups of humans to cooperate more effectively. These myths could be about gods, spirits, or even the rules of society. They provided a common framework that bound people together, fostering trust and collaboration. For example, consider the early belief in animism, where humans saw the world as filled with spirits and supernatural forces. This belief system helped explain natural phenomena and provided a sense of order and meaning. It also encouraged people to work together to appease these spirits, leading to more cohesive and organized communities. Real-world example: the Lion Man of Hohenstein-Städel. A tangible example of the cognitive revolution's impact is the Lion Man figurine, discovered in the Hohenstein-Städel cave in Germany. This 40,000-year-old artifact, carved from mammoth ivory, depicts a creature with the body of a human and the head of a lion. It is one of the earliest known examples of figurative art and suggests that early humans were capable of abstract thinking and imagination. The creation of the Lion Man required not only technical skill but also the ability to conceive of something that did not exist in the natural world. This ability to imagine and create fictional entities is a hallmark of the cognitive revolution. It allowed humans to envision gods, spirits, and other supernatural beings, which in turn influenced their behavior and social structures. The power of gossip. Harari also highlights the role of gossip in human societies. As social animals, humans needed to keep track of complex relationships and social dynamics. Gossiping about others helped individuals navigate these social networks, build alliances, and avoid potential threats. It was a way to share information about who could be trusted, who was reliable, and who might pose a danger. In essence, gossip served as an early form of social regulation, helping to maintain order and cohesion within groups. It reinforced social norms and allowed people to cooperate on a larger scale than ever before. The cognitive revolution was a pivotal moment in human history. It transformed Homo sapiens from relatively unremarkable animals into beings capable of complex thought, communication, and cooperation. This revolution laid the foundation for the development of cultures, societies, and civilizations, ultimately shaping the world we live in today. Part 2: The Agricultural Revolution, a paradigm shift in human history. Around 12,000 years ago, a monumental change began to sweep across various parts of the world. This period, known as the Agricultural Revolution, marked humanity's transition from a nomadic lifestyle of hunting and gathering to settled farming communities. This shift fundamentally altered the course of human history, leading to the rise of civilizations and complex societies. The dawn of farming. Before the Agricultural Revolution, humans lived in small, mobile groups, relying on wild plants and animals for sustenance. Life was unpredictable, and survival depended on the availability of natural resources. However, as the climate began to stabilize after the last ice age, certain regions, such as the Fertile Crescent in the Middle East, became particularly conducive to agriculture. In these fertile lands, early humans discovered that they could cultivate plants and domesticate animals. They began to sow seeds, tend to crops, and breed livestock. This newfound ability to produce food led to the establishment of permanent settlements. Villages and towns started to emerge, and people no longer needed to roam in search of food. The impact on society. The agricultural revolution brought about profound changes in human society. With a stable food supply, populations began to grow. As communities expanded, they developed new social structures and hierarchies. The division of labor became more pronounced, with some individuals specializing in farming, while others took on roles as artisans, traders, or leaders. However, this revolution was not without its drawbacks. Harari points out that the shift to agriculture often resulted in a decline in the quality of life for many individuals. Farmers had to work long hours in the fields, and their diets became less varied compared to their hunter-gatherer ancestors. Additionally, the concentration of people in settlements led to the spread of diseases and increased social tensions. Real-world example, Catalhoyuk. One of the most remarkable examples of an early agricultural society is the ancient settlement of Catalhoyuk, located in modern-day Turkey. Dating back to around 7500 BCE, Catalhoyuk is one of the oldest known towns in the world. Archaeological excavations have revealed a complex society with densely packed houses, intricate artwork, and evidence of early farming practices. The inhabitants of Catalhoyuk cultivated crops such as wheat and barley and raised animals like sheep and goats. The town's layout, with its interconnected houses and shared walls, suggests a high degree of social organization and cooperation. The people of Catalhoyuk also engaged in trade, exchanging goods with neighboring regions. The double-edged sword of agriculture. While the agricultural revolution enabled the growth of civilizations, it also introduced new challenges. The reliance on a limited number of crops made societies vulnerable to famine if those crops failed. Social hierarchies emerged, leading to inequality and the concentration of power in the hands of a few. Harari emphasizes that the agricultural revolution was a double-edged sword. On one hand, it allowed for the development of art, science, and culture. On the other hand, it often resulted in harder, more labor-intensive lives for the majority of people. The surplus food produced by farmers supported the rise of elites who did not engage in food production but instead focused on governance, religion, and warfare. The legacy of the agricultural revolution. The agricultural revolution set the stage for the development of complex societies and the eventual rise of empires. It laid the foundation for the modern world, with its cities, economies, and social structures. The changes that began in small farming communities thousands of years ago continue to shape our lives today. The agricultural revolution was a pivotal moment in human history, transforming the way we live, work, and interact with one another. It brought about both progress and challenges, setting humanity on a path toward the complex societies we know today. Part 3: The Unification of Humankind, Bridging Divides. Over the past few millennia, human societies have increasingly converged, moving from isolated tribes and cultures to a more interconnected global community. This process, which Harari refers to as the unification of humankind, has been driven by three main forces: money, empires, and universal religions. The role of money. Money is one of the most powerful unifying forces in human history. Unlike barter systems, which require a direct exchange of goods and services, money provides a universal medium of exchange that everyone can agree upon. This abstraction allows for trade between strangers and across vast distances, fostering economic interdependence and cooperation. Imagine a merchant in ancient Rome trading goods with a trader from India. Despite their cultural and linguistic differences, they can conduct business because they both recognize the value of gold coins. This shared understanding of money facilitates not only trade but also the exchange of ideas and technologies, knitting together diverse societies into a global economic network. Empires and political unification. Empires have played a crucial role in unifying large swathes of humanity under a single political framework. By conquering and integrating various peoples, empires have created vast territories where diverse groups coexist under a common administration and legal system. A prime example is the Roman Empire, which at its height controlled much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. The Romans built roads, established cities, and spread their legal and political systems across their empire. This infrastructure facilitated trade, communication, and cultural exchange, bringing together a multitude of ethnicities and cultures under Roman rule. Universal religions. Universal religions, such as Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism, have also been instrumental in unifying humanity. These religions transcend local customs and traditions, offering a set of beliefs and practices that can be adopted by anyone, regardless of their background. Consider the spread of Christianity in the Roman Empire. Initially a small Jewish sect, Christianity grew rapidly and eventually became the state religion. Its message of salvation and eternal life appealed to people across different regions and social classes. As Christianity spread, it helped to create a sense of shared identity and purpose among its followers, further unifying the diverse populations of the empire. Real-world example, the Silk Road. The Silk Road is a perfect example of how these unifying forces came together to connect disparate parts of the world. This ancient network of trade routes linked China with the Mediterranean, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. Merchants traveling along the Silk Road traded silk, spices, precious metals, and other valuable commodities. But the Silk Road was more than just a commercial highway, it was a conduit for cultural and intellectual exchange. Alongside goods, travelers carried religious beliefs, scientific knowledge, and technological innovations. For instance, Buddhism spread from India to China along the Silk Road, while Chinese inventions like paper and gunpowder made their way to the West. This exchange of ideas and technologies had a profound impact on the societies connected by the Silk Road, fostering a sense of interconnectedness and mutual influence. The legacy of unification. The unification of humankind has had far-reaching consequences. It has enabled the development of global trade networks, the spread of scientific knowledge, and the creation of international institutions. However, it has also led to conflicts and cultural homogenization, as dominant cultures and ideologies have sometimes suppressed local traditions and identities. The unification of humankind is a complex and ongoing process. By examining the roles of money, empires, and universal religions, Harari provides a nuanced understanding of how diverse human societies have come together to form the interconnected world we live in today. Part 4: The Scientific Revolution, a New Era of Understanding. The Scientific Revolution, which began around 500 years ago, marked a profound shift in human thought and understanding. It was a period when humans started to systematically study the natural world, relying on empirical evidence and rational inquiry rather than tradition and superstition. This revolution fundamentally changed our relationship with the world and paved the way for modern science and technology. The birth of modern science. Before the scientific revolution, most people believed that the world operated according to divine will or ancient texts. Knowledge was often based on religious or philosophical doctrines, and there was little emphasis on experimentation or observation. However, this began to change in the 16th and 17th centuries with the work of pioneering scientists. One of the key figures of this era was Nicholas Copernicus, a Polish astronomer who proposed a heliocentric model of the solar system. In his groundbreaking work, On the Revolutions of the Heavenly Spheres, published in 1543, Copernicus argued that the Earth and other planets revolved around the Sun. This was a radical departure from the geocentric model, which placed the Earth at the center of the universe and had been widely accepted for centuries. The power of observation and experimentation. The scientific revolution emphasized the importance of observation and experimentation. Scientists began to question established beliefs and sought to understand the natural world through direct observation and empirical evidence. This approach led to numerous discoveries and advancements. Galileo Galilei, an Italian physicist and astronomer, made significant contributions to this new way of thinking. Using a telescope he built himself, Galileo observed the moons of Jupiter, the phases of Venus, and the craters on the moon. His observations provided strong evidence for the heliocentric model and challenged the prevailing geocentric view. Galileo's work laid the foundation for modern astronomy and demonstrated the power of empirical observation. The scientific method. The development of the scientific method was another crucial aspect of the scientific revolution. This method involves forming hypotheses, conducting experiments, and analyzing results to draw conclusions. It provided a systematic way to investigate the natural world and ensure that findings were based on evidence rather than speculation. Isaac Newton, an English mathematician and physicist, exemplified the scientific method in his work. In his seminal book, Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy, published in 1687, Newton formulated the laws of motion and universal gravitation. His work not only explained the motion of celestial bodies but also laid the groundwork for classical mechanics. Newton's laws demonstrated the power of mathematical reasoning and empirical evidence in understanding the natural world. Real-world example, the printing press. One of the most significant technological advancements of the scientific revolution was the invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in the mid-15th century. The printing press revolutionized the dissemination of knowledge by making books more accessible and affordable. It allowed scientific ideas and discoveries to spread rapidly across Europe and beyond. For example, the works of Copernicus, Galileo, and Newton were widely distributed thanks to the printing press. This facilitated the exchange of ideas and fostered a community of scholars who could build upon each other's work. The printing press played a crucial role in the spread of scientific knowledge and the advancement of the scientific revolution. The legacy of the scientific revolution. The scientific revolution had far-reaching consequences. It transformed our understanding of the natural world and led to numerous technological advancements. It also challenged traditional authorities and encouraged a spirit of inquiry and skepticism. The principles of the scientific revolution continue to underpin modern science and technology, shaping the world we live in today. The scientific revolution was a pivotal moment in human history. It marked the beginning of a new era of understanding, where empirical evidence and rational inquiry became the foundations of knowledge. This revolution not only advanced our understanding of the natural world but also laid the groundwork for the technological innovations that define our modern age. Conclusion: the future of Homo sapiens. In the concluding chapters of From Animals into Gods, Yuval Noah Harari reflects on the journey of Homo sapiens from insignificant apes to the dominant species on Earth. He examines the profound changes that have shaped human history and contemplates the future of our species. The power of human imagination. Harari emphasizes that the unique ability of Homo sapiens to create and believe in shared myths has been the driving force behind our success. From the cognitive revolution, which allowed us to communicate complex ideas, to the agricultural revolution, which enabled the rise of civilizations, and the scientific revolution, which transformed our understanding of the world, human imagination has been at the core of our progress. The Anthropocene Era. Harari introduces the concept of the Anthropocene, a new geological epoch characterized by the significant impact of human activity on the Earth's ecosystems. He argues that humans have become the dominant force shaping the planet, with our actions affecting the climate, biodiversity, and natural resources. For example, the Industrial Revolution brought about unprecedented technological advancements, but it also led to environmental degradation and climate change. The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and pollution have had far-reaching consequences, highlighting the need for sustainable practices and a re-evaluation of our relationship with the environment. The quest for immortality. In the final chapters, Harari explores the future possibilities for Homo sapiens, particularly in the realms of biotechnology and artificial intelligence. He discusses the potential for humans to transcend their biological limitations and achieve a form of immortality through genetic engineering, cybernetics, and other technological advancements. One real-world example of this quest is the work being done by companies like Google's Calico and Elon Musk's Neuralink. Calico is focused on understanding the biology of aging and developing interventions to extend human lifespan, while Neuralink aims to create brain-machine interfaces that could enhance human cognitive abilities and potentially merge human consciousness with artificial intelligence. Ethical and philosophical questions. Harari raises important ethical and philosophical questions about the future of humanity. As we gain the power to alter our biology and create intelligent machines, we must consider the implications of these advancements. What does it mean to be human in a world where we can engineer our bodies and minds? How will these changes affect our societies, values, and identities? For instance, the development of CRISPR technology, which allows for precise editing of the human genome, has opened up possibilities for curing genetic diseases and enhancing human traits. However, it also raises concerns about the potential for eugenics, inequality, and unintended consequences. The future of Homo sapiens. Harari concludes by urging readers to reflect on the choices we face as a species. He emphasizes that the future is not predetermined and that we have the power to shape it through our actions and decisions. The advancements of the past have brought us to a point where we can envision a future of unprecedented possibilities, but they also come with significant responsibilities. In the conclusion of From Animals into Gods, Harari challenges us to consider the trajectory of human history and the potential paths that lie ahead. He invites us to think critically about the ethical and philosophical implications of our technological advancements and to strive for a future that balances progress with sustainability and humanity. Thank you for listening. I hope this content is useful to you. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to support our team.